So my buddy Johan in California wanted me to explain on how to do a valve adjustment on Hondas. He's got a D-Series motor, and my F-Series shares the exact same thing as the D-Series. The only thing is that the D-Series, I believe, your intake feeler gauge is going to be 0.07 and 0.09 for the exhaust side. 7's always, the lowest number is always going to be your intake side, and the highest number is always going to be your exhaust side. So I'm going to explain real simple on how I do it, and this should take all the confusion away from people explaining about cam lobes. You want the cam lobes to face out, they don't understand, they get frustrated, throw their feeler gauge, walk away, and give up. But I'm going to explain to you on how I do it and make this real simple. So as you can see on my motor, since I'm building this motor, by the way, so it's a lot easier for me to explain everything. Right now I have it at top dead center. So as you can see, my balance shaft lines up. Of course, my crankshaft, it's at top dead center. It lines up to the mark. And when you're doing this, you don't need to know any of that. You only need to focus on the cam gear. The cam gear will explain everything. Just take the cover off and focus on your cam gear. So what you do is you got notches on each side of the cam gear, and as you can see, this notch lines up with the blockhead. You come over here, same thing, that notch lines up with the blockhead, and as you can see, my cam gear is facing up. We're at top dead center, and what top dead center means is your piston and the number one cylinder is all the way up. When that happens, you are able to adjust your valves for cylinder 1. When you're showing at the front of your motor, this is going to be 4, this is going to be 3, this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 1. Right now, we can adjust the intake valves and the exhaust valves on cylinder 1. Me, I've already adjusted them, but I'm going to explain to you the best way that I do it. So I always start with my intake valves, and what you want to do is make sure your feeler gauge is flat when you go in, and you just want a slight amount of drag when you come out. You don't want too much, you don't want to get stuck, you just want a nice drag like that. Always make sure your feeler gauge is on the same angle as the valve, otherwise it will drag coming out and you'll think that you have it nice and tight, when really, when you make it straight, it's loose again. So when it's loose, it's no good. You just want a slight amount of drag. And when you adjust it, you just put a box end wrench here, you loosen this, and then, you know, you can loosen it left or right, tighten, loosen, until you find that you've got a nice good little drag coming out. You'll be okay. Like I said, I've already done this, and this is cylinder 1. Yep. Nice little drag. So to take away the confusion with the cam lobes, we're at top dead center, number 1's at its highest peak. We go over to the cam lobe, you will understand that the lobe is pointing 180 degrees away from the side that we are adjusting. As you can see, the end of the cam lobe is over here. The base circle is over here. So to take the confusion away from cam lobe, I'm just using the timing as good demonstration, and it works the best for me. If understanding the cam lobes work for you guys, that's good. You know, that's actually the basics on how it all works. So once you get your intake side nice and adjusted, come over here and you can do the exhaust side now. And mine's just a little 12. As you can see, same thing, slight amount of drag. I already got these where I want them, so I'm not going to take the time and readjust them. So that's that. Now, to really, you did number 1, okay? You're good. What you do is you rotate your cam gear 90 degrees to the left, and what that will do is, with timing, if you know it, it's going to put you on cylinder number 3 at the highest point. So now you're able to go adjust cylinder number 3. Okay, I have rotated the cam gear And as you can tell, there is a nice tooth that lines up with up. What you want to do is get that the same spot where that mark was on the block. Now, cylinder 3, you can go adjust it. And cylinder 3 is right here. Right here, as you can tell. This is your intake side. Exhaust side's on the other side. You just do the same process as cylinder 1. And then once you feel like you got it again, you can rotate it another 90 degrees. And then you can do cylinder number 4. Okay, I rotated my cam gear again. And as you can tell, you got this notch lining up with the block. That notch lining up with the block over on this side. See if I can get it to focus. The up is facing down. That is cylinder 4. And cylinder 4 is on this side, right there, all the way at the end. Now you can go ahead and adjust those valves. Yeah, I rotated my cam gear again. The up is now facing on this side of the block, and that is cylinder 2. This is going to be your final stage, guys. This is the last one that you're going to do the valves. Number 2 is right here, right next to 1. You can tell this is 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Goes in order. You can't mess up. Just do the same thing. When you feel like you got it good, repeat the same process. You know, double check, triple check your work. And yeah, make sure you do this when your motor's cold. Just saying. Yeah, I rotated my engine back to top dead center. This is where I'm going to finish the video. Like I said, you guys can double check cylinder 1 and just repeat the same process. You move the up over on this side, it's going to be cylinder 3. You move up all the way down, it's going to be cylinder 4. You move up on the right side, it's going to be cylinder 2. So 1, 3, 4, and 2.